Rev up your engines!
Well, Jim Farley, the CEO of Ford's at it again. Now he says a profitable $30,000 EV is coming in 2.5 years. He's saying Ford's going to be able to build now a $30,000 electric car in 2.5 years is going to make a profit. Now, how does he know? Ford's got so many quality control problems now. How do you know what's going to happen in 2.5 years? But he did say kind of a radical thing for Ford. He's saying that Americans, I quote, need to get back in love with small cars instead of larger ones. Which is rather ironic because Ford makes almost all their profit on the F-150 gigantic truck line. Right? A little hypocrisy going on there, right? But at least he's showing some common sense that gigantic electric cars are not sustainable. They can't go that far. They cost too much to make because they're so big. And it's the war of attrition. You want a big car to go faster, you need a bigger battery and a bigger motor. It weighs more. So it needs a bigger battery and a motor to pull itself down the line. Small cars and electricity make the most sense, not big ones. But unfortunately, Elon got involved with Tesla and decided, I'm going to make bigger electric cars that can go super fast for rich people. Now he thinks he's going to sell them to everybody. Hey, Elon, everybody can't afford that crap, right? And now Ford says, we're going to make $30,000 small electric cars and they're going to be fine. Hey, Ford can't make regular cars. They got so many recalls. How are they going to make all this new technology cheaper to make a profit? They would need Henry Ford himself to come out from the grave. And he might have been able to figure it out because he was pretty good at making stuff at a good price so people could buy them, like the Model T Ford. He had some really innovative ideas. But the people now, hey, they just jump on bandwagons. They just jump from one bandwagon to the other. And now they're saying, well, maybe the big ones aren't working. Let's make small ones instead. And 2.5 years from now, we're going to make small ones for less. Let's see what happens, okay? This is 2024. If you're watching this in the future, see if old Scotty was right. Is Ford selling sub $30,000 electric cars 2.5 years from now? Let's see what happens. Now, I find it interesting because now Honda is making a hydrogen fuel cell car. It's going to be the Honda 2025 CR-V, which is an FCEV. It is hydrogen fuel cell car that also has a battery in it, so you could drive it on plug-in battery, something like 25 miles it claimed that you could drive on electricity alone without having to turn the fuel cell on. Now, I find this kind of interesting because if you ask me, Honda is a dollar short and a day late, as the expression goes on this. Toyota already made the Mirai fuel cell car, and it worked perfectly fine. James May, the guy from the original Top Gear, he had one. He said it was the best car he ever had to get rid of because there was no place to fuel it up. Now, here's the problem with hydrogen fuel cell cars. You got to fuel them with hydrogen. Hydrogen is very hard to deal with when there's no infrastructure. Toyota and some other companies are working on a step further. They're working on ammonia. Now, ammonia would make a lot more sense because ammonia at room temperature is a liquid. That's one of the reasons gasoline and diesel is so popular as a fuel. You don't have to deal with high pressure gas. It just sits there. It's stable at normal Earth temperatures, right? Why would you want to make something you have to have hydrogen gas in? It just doesn't make any sense. Years ago, the United States Air Force experimented with it in planes, trucks, cars, and they did it for a while, and they came to the conclusion that, yeah, it works okay, but there's no infrastructure for hydrogen, so they gave up on the idea. Well, that was years ago. What makes them think it's any different now? It's the same that it always was. You really need to have a liquid fuel that's easy to transfer, like ammonia. Ammonia can come in trucks. Ammonia trucks have them. They use them for fertilizer and stuff, right? And they don't have to deal with this high pressure gas. High pressure gas is a stinker for transportation. There's the danger of it puncturing, leaking, and exploding, right? You don't have that with a tank of liquid ammonia. It's a liquid. It's just sitting there. So I think Honda really is going the wrong way with this one. Toyota already did the hydrogen fuel cell, and you can see they really don't care about it. They realize that's an experiment, it worked, but we're never going to sell many of these Mirai hydrogen fuel cell cars. There's no infrastructure for it, right? It's bad enough battery electric cars, there's no electric infrastructure for them. Well, try to find a hydrogen infrastructure, as James May said. That was the best car I ever had. I had to get rid of it because I couldn't need fuel for the stupid thing. Here's one I can't help but laugh at. It's in a magazine called Millennial Money. 34-year-old earning $400,000 a year says, I regret buying a brand new Tesla. It was a huge mistake. And she doesn't say that she doesn't like the car. She likes the car, right? But she doesn't like the money she's losing because she paid for it brand new. And of course, now she owes more money on it than it's worth. Well, this woman needs a little financial education. Listen to people like me. The biggest waste of money you could ever have is buying a brand new car because they depreciate like mad in the real world. You will never get a deal on a brand new car unless you win it on a lottery, and then you're still going to have to pay the tax on it for winning it, which in some places is 40% or more. So you still be paying a lot of money out, but at least you pay 60% less than what the original sticker was. You can always get a decent used car if you spend your time looking around. There's lots of reasons for people to get rid of cars. Buying a new one is one of the dumbest things you can do unless you're the type of person who drives your cars forever and you buy, say, a Toyota or a Honda. And if it lasts 400,000 or 500,000 miles, you bought it new, you amortized it over the years, you got a great deal, right? Most people don't keep cars that long. So buying a new one and then maybe you get 100,000 miles and you sell it, you lose your shirt, and by the time you put 100,000 miles on it, the price of the new cars has gotten even higher, and you're paying even more money. It's an endless spiral, right? Well, I guess it took this woman a while, 34. How does she make that kind of money a year? She knows nothing about finance. But it says here, she's the global head of marketing at TikTok. Well, doesn't that figure? Line of baloney on that one, you know? You think somebody who does marketing would understand financing, but I guess not. She says, I like the car, but I would have bought it used. Maybe would have thought about it a while, because now I'm paying $1,000 a month, and that's a big deal. If I put it in something else, I would have had money making money instead of wasting it. Yeah, well, honey, I hate to tell you, anybody who knows anything about cars could have told you that a million years ago. Buying a new car is one of the worst investments you could possibly make. Houses, they tend to go up. If you're in a good area, they go up rather fast. But cars, they always go down in the long run. The fantasy of coronavirus, where used cars are going more than new cars, that's gone. Now it's back to reality. Used cars are worth a lot less than new cars are, and they're dropping steadily as I speak. Be leery of insurance companies, that's for sure. Guy got his car totaled, and he ended up losing a bunch of money on the deal because the insurance companies, of course, are scumbags. Listen to this. I was rear-ending my car's totaled, but it's a bad thing because now I owe $6,000 on my loan for a car I can't drive because the Blue Book only shows it's worth $20,000. And the insurance company is only covering $30 a day for a car rental when it normally costs $140 a day in New York here. I'm totally screwed, but what can you do? Problem with insurance companies, they spend all the money advertising on TV, right? Oh, we care about you. All this fantasy crap. They're just insurance companies for cars, right? But then when you need to get paid, they screw you over. Oh, yeah, car's only worth $20, but I owe $6,000 more than that. Too bad. That's so sad. But you can get a free car rental. Well, we'll pay $30 a day. Yeah, you try renting a car for $30 a day in New York or anywhere these days, right? They are such scumbags, these insurance companies. They're just enough to make you vomit. You think, oh, I got insurance, great. I'm all covered. Somebody rear-ends you, knocks your car out. You're out $6,000 or more than what you owe. You're out $6,000 because they pay you $6,000 less than what you owe on the car. They could at least have it, hey, pay off your note, right? But, hey, that's insurance companies for you, you know. Promise you the moon with their advertising, and then when you actually got to get something, oh, sorry, you're not covered for that. Oh, yeah, well, you got rental car coverage. Read the fine print. It's only $30 a day, and you're going to be paying $140, $150 a day. It's insanity. How they get away with this stuff is beyond me. But of course, they're large insurance companies. I'm sure they got all the politicians in their back pockets writing all the laws to make sure that they can do whatever they want. Damien says, Scotty, 2018 to 2024 BMW X4. Any thoughts? Yeah, those are one of the most money pit cars ever made. BMWs, let's say, bring my wallet, a lot of people call them. They are one of the most expensive cars to maintain and to repair when they break. Plus, the resale value is absolute garbage. You can get used ones relatively cheap. You want to waste your money, go ahead and buy one of those. That's with the big yuppie thing now, BMW X4 SUV, But if you value your money, run away from them. Tessie, Scotty, hope you're doing well. I got a 2009 Nissan Murano. The AC works if I'm driving. If I park, AC doesn't work and it overheats. I'm hoping it's the relay. What do you think? Okay, well, your cooling fans aren't working. When you're driving down the road, say 60 miles an hour, you got 60 mile an hour wind going through the air conditioner condenser and the car's radiator, and that's enough to cool it down. You don't need the fan to work. But when you're parked and sitting, the cooling fans have to work when you have the AC on, or not only will the AC not work, it'll overpressurize and the switch will shut it off. But the car will overheat because you'll see the fans aren't working. So park it, open the hood, watch it. Turn on the AC. You see those fans aren't turning? You got to fix that. It can be the fans are burned out, a relay, a fuse. More often it's the fan motors have just burned out. But I got videos on how to test them. Just type Scotty overheating car, cooling fan, and you can watch the videos and figure out what's going on. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.